welcome back. Last time I explained what I meant by motherhood is my calling. Now I'd like to explain the second part of my tagline, photography is my art. What do I mean when I say photography is my art? Some of you may think it's pretty self-explanatory. I take pictures, right? I think it's a little bit more involved than that. So what is art? When you strip away all the preconceived ideas that you have, art is simply when humans make things. It doesn't get much simpler than that. And why do we make things? We make things because we are created in God's image. Russ Ramsey talks about this in his wonderful, gorgeous book, Rembrandt is in the Wind. We don't make things out of nothing like God did, but we make things with the things that our hands find that are already at hand. We make paintings with the paint, the canvases that somebody else already created. We make sculptures, we make buildings, we make, even if we're making something very humble, like a sandcastle, we're using the sand that's already been provided for us. So no, we're not God in that we can create something out of nothing, but we are co-creators in that we can take the things that He has placed around us in the natural world and the ideas and imagination that God placed inside of us and make things. And when humans make things, that is art. And yet, even though art is central to being a human, making things is central to being a human, we fight it. We tell ourselves and anyone who will listen, I can't draw, I can't paint, I'm not creative. We diminish ourselves, we demean the things that God placed in us. We may talk bad about ourselves, or we may just try to be very small, not in a humble way, but in a almost self-sacrificial way. We demean ourselves and our gifts. We know that we aren't the true artists. We tell anyone who will listen. We apologize when we do show up and create something. We aren't painting or doing anything grand. It's just a hobby or self-expression or just a little side project, or, oh, I just dabble. Stop it. You're creating beautiful works of art. Whatever it is that you're making, you're creating something, and that is good. If you are courageous enough to make something, if you're imaginative enough to create something, then stop apologizing. We need you. The world needs you, your self-expression, and your art. The world needs the things that you make. So I say enough is enough. It is art. Accept that, repeat it, believe it. I make art. It's art. We make things and they are good. Our Father created out of nothing. We create out of the things that our hands find to do. My hands found a camera. Your camera takes great photos. Has always irked me. If I set my camera up, it may capture the scene, but it's not capturing the story. It's not capturing the emotion. It's not focusing on the movement, the emotion. The camera doesn't know what to focus on. The camera doesn't know what to highlight the emotions to authentically tell the story of the people in the frame. My camera, as lovely as it is, doesn't know to focus on the delight on a baby's face as he grins at his mama, and my soul does. That's the difference between the artist and the tool. My soul knows to focus on what matters. Relationships, love, endurance. My camera will never tell the story. It may capture the moment, it may record faithfully what its computerized lens sees, but it's not storytelling. And so really, if you want to get technical, motherhood is my calling, storytelling is my art, and storytelling is your art too. Someday in a different season, I do hope to paint. I do hope that I may make art in a more traditional sense. But just because I'm not in that season right now does not diminish who I am today or the art that I create today. The stories I'm telling in this current season, whether they're my stories or my children's stories or friends' stories or even a client's stories, these stories are worth telling because they're about people. They're about truth and goodness and beauty. Stories are worth telling. Your story, my story, the big ones, the small ones, the stories that have not yet reached their happy ever afters. Maybe like you. So Maybe like me, you find yourself in the middle, midlife, mid-parenting. Maybe today, right now, is when you discover your art. Maybe you'll pick up a paintbrush or a needle or a thread or a rolling pin or even a camera. I hope you do. And I hope that as you begin to live out your art, as you begin to make things, I hope you document the journey and I hope you share it. If not on social media, if not in a public way, I hope you share it with those who love you and know you and who can encourage you. Thanks for watching.